Hey, welcome to Raw and Raw. We've had a bit of fun already. Really interesting things happening. Nathan, Outstanding Leadership Awards, Community Leader of the Year. How are you going today, Nathan?
I'm good. I'm only a finalist. You can't just give me the award. It's unless you're a judge that I don't know about. So it's just a finalist so far, just a finalist. But
you're a finalist.
Not just a finalist. You are a finalist. Whole different thing there. And
but beyond that, I am well, Kevin. I am well.
Excellent. And Leanne, coming fresh off your very first webinar this morning.
It was awesome. Thank you. Hello. I loved it. Made me happy.
I almost made it, except for the fact that I've double booked this week, and I've had a shocker this week, guys. So look, next week I will be back on track and firing on all four cylinders, I promise. This week has been a little bit strange, which has brought me to the point that with Bristol Small Business, we are going to we're going to build a team, which is really, really awesome. You know, we've got already we've got web designers and SEO people, we've got content people, we've got I've even got a business coach to help me out with Bristol Small Business, which is fantastic because I needed some accountability and support. So I got to say, I've made real inroads this week, which is fantastic. But maybe not all in the right area. But before we talk all about that, let's find out what's happened this week in the news. So Nathan, over to you.
Yeah. So the news of the week. So it's been a lot more talk about borders and getting them open at some point. So we still have no real idea as to when that's going to happen. But thankfully, all of Queensland is now open to Queenslanders. So all those grey nomads, I'm sure, are over the moon, already got their caravans hitched and trailing along. So encourage everyone, school holidays aren't that far away now. So think about a nice little holiday, long weekend away, somewhere in fantastic state of Queensland. Talking about Queensland, it's actually Queensland's birthday tomorrow, of all things, if you didn't know that. So we're 161 years old, I think. I think that's what it was. So happy birthday, Queensland. In
that's
other news, yeah, we continue to kick COVID in the butt. So keep up the good work to everyone. As raising it with business owners specifically in here. Don't forget to keep an eye out and implement those COVID checklists. They're going to be super important within businesses, especially retail and hospitality and tourism, all about tracking information and tracking cases and all of that sort of stuff. So keep referring back to websites and industry bodies and all of that sort of stuff, because that's going to be super important.
And if you haven't already, download that app.
Took the words right out of my mouth already, Kevin. I love it. I love it. Yes, definitely. Download the app. Everyone else, download that app. Please download it. Put it to use. It's going to help us significantly. So keep that up. It was a fantastic day for all of those dads and mums out there that take great pride in their lawn. When one certain dad told off the PM and his media cohort to get off his bloody grass because he just reseeded it. So hats off to that gentleman there, keeping his grass looking sharp. So thank you for that.
Well, his grass didn't really look that sharp. It really looked quite...
It's just been reseeded.
It's just been reseeded. Give the guy a little bit of a break. Like it's... and he told him that. He was like, get out of here, sort of thing.
I just think you wanted something to complain about. But anyway...
and then the last little bit of news, and it's actually history news I'll give you guys this week. It has been found out that the first French fry, the very first one, was not actually made in France. It was made in Greece.
No. I'm on you now. I'm listening to like every word that you're saying.
Someone has to. Someone has to.
So we've got a guy coming over to help us. One of our mates coming over to help us install, an outside heater, right? One of those heat strip things that we got from Aldi. Awesome buy, $180. Melissa she missed out at the first shop. Had to drive over. A real long story. All excitement when there was one left and she could do it. You know, she was doing star jumps. Somebody almost tried to pick it up from underneath her, but she stopped that. Bought it home. I've been reading instructions, about to mount it into the roof, and I've gone, hey, hang on, this is pretty heavy. I don't think So I rang up a mate that's a builder, and he said, yeah, sure. So we've organised that he's going to come over. So he sends over, hey, is, Friday afternoon, late Friday afternoon, good. We've gone, yeah, that's what fun. He goes, that's a date. And Melissa goes, that's a hot date. And I didn't even get the joke. So,
Well done, Melissa. Love it. Love it.
Every now and again, it's all good. So this week, really exciting stuff is happening this week within the world of small business. So many different changes. So I had a meeting with a guy yesterday who just wanted to catch up with me because, he likes what we're doing with business, small business and everything. He's given me $2,000 to give away as a prize. And I'm going to have to get back to everyone next week because I don't know exactly what we're going to do to create that competition yet, but we will. We will create a competition where everyone has the opportunity to win $2,000. It does involve signing up and joining Business Small Business in the directory. It will definitely involve that. And there could be some minor prizes if you don't do that. But today we've actually got Yaz, who is the world's biggest garage sale. Yaz, how are you going?
Good. How are you today?
I'm good. That does look like a big garage you're sitting in there.
It is. We've got about 2,400 square meters of garage sale heaven here. It's pretty exciting.
That would be a big garage. I've got to mate with a few cars that would like to have that garage, I'm sure. So the world's biggest garage sale. Tell me a little bit more about it. And what on earth do you do during COVID restrictions to the world's biggest garage? I'm sure you got this as part of your story.
Yeah, look, great question there. Look, we started like most small businesses solving a problem that we thought was a problem that turned into a bigger problem. And while we had started as garage sales, having garage sales and getting thousands of people from the community activating their products, circling it through the circular economy, what we realized and recognized was this enormous opportunity around dormant goods and underutilized resources, not just in our homes, but in businesses too. So our company effectively harvests products out of these dormant states and idle states, and we mobilize them by putting them on the ground in these big pop-up events. But in the midst of COVID, we've gone online and we've got what I would call a little rudimentary remedial style online digital presence. But we've been really fortunate in that we just got an amazing opportunity, a digital lifeline in the midst of COVID to transform our entire digital re-commerce platform so that we can ensure these idle and underutilized resources circulate back through the economy and go to the places and spaces they're needed most.
So you actually donate all the money out of this to charities and stuff?
Yeah, well, we started off as a we started off having garage sales as a hobby. For the first few years, we weren't even a business. And what happened was by the third event, when 5,000 people walked through the doors, we generated almost $100,000 and we gave it all away. Our customers kept saying, when can you do this again? When can you do this again? And can you do it more often? And then we started to look at how we could actually create a social enterprise and a scalable business that allowed us to employ, so create jobs, divert waste, and create profit for purpose. So over the years, we have donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to charitable causes. And right now we're on a really strong growth trajectory to provide jobs for vulnerable Australians, people out of work, long-term unemployed, so that they can help us remake, repurpose, and renew products that would ordinarily end up in landfills. And so we're really triple bottom line, super focused on social impact and social entrepreneurship, and not just building our own company in this social circular space, but helping other entities in this same space build their own companies as well. We're super collaborative, and we coined a word called co-opetition, which sounds really crazy, right? But in this space, there is no competition because the rising tide lifts all boats. And if we win and everyone else stands alongside us, then we can all grow together.
Hey, I believe the same with all the members of Brisbane Small Business too. Like there's 9,500 of us. None of us can serve 9,500 customers.
Nope.
So with that, so I'm a big fan that we're always in that co-opetition type phase. So the reality is that we should be doing a bit more. So tell us, so what sort of charities, how the jobs, where are we getting the jobs? Where are the people going?
Yeah, well, look, because we get assets and products in that sometimes looks a little tired and worn, what we're doing now is we're actually creating these jobs where people can work in our, what we call a maker space effectively. It's this big warehouse here, and it's all about resource recovery and then creating these hands-on jobs. Robots can't repair a product. Robots can't assemble these things that we're getting in. And what we're wanting to do is create these jobs where we're tinkering and creating and making products or remaking things, so that we can really focus on underemployment, and especially in the youth sector. Like, it's the biggest growing sector. It's the largest sector of unemployment right now, especially those 16 to 24-year-olds across all different backgrounds. But you know, we're about building people, and if we can build people, then our business grows around it. And then being able to provide pathways to either entrepreneurial journeys for themselves or to be leaders as we continue to scale across other locations in Queensland and beyond.
So whereabouts are you located?
We're located in Morningside. It's so super secret. We have actually not told people publicly because of COVID. We can't take swarms of people in right now, but we are in Morningside. We're in a new space called River Makers. It's called the Depot. It's on Lytton Road, right near the roundabout. It's a brand new industrial warehouse space.
This is top secret. Yeah, you're telling us all.
Fantastic. I'm telling you today. I know it's like, well,
I think it's our first ever scoop, really.
Yeah, well, with restrictions eased, we actually have a drive-through drop-off, which is contactless. So anybody that's got their own dormant goods or underutilized assets, you can bring them in, provide them to our team. We create jobs through the harvesting and the renewing of these products. We put them back into the circular economy. We create revenue, we create jobs, and then we create impact far beyond our own organisation.
Fantastic. Now, the types of jobs you're creating are people that can fix stuff and everything else. Are you going to be looking for overtime apprentices and that sort of stuff?
Yes, 100%. Definitely. Like, you think makers, tinkerers, people that can fix products, make something out of a product that would ordinarily end up in landfill, sewing, creation. Like, this is creative. We have contracts already, and this is the exciting thing. Again, a bit of a scoop. We have contracts already with some government departments who want us to repurpose an entire floor for them to ensure that circular economy furniture is what's fitting out their space rather than brand new items made from virgin materials. So we're looking for people who want to come, and we take an agile approach. I think all startups and small businesses do, and that's what makes small businesses the best businesses. Is we don't have these rigid structures that, you know, people get claustrophobic in. We want people to come in and tell us what to do and say, I want to bring my brains and my creativity and help create new opportunities, not just for our business, but for beyond.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you were getting products from, was it Officeworks at one stage? And you had chairs and Monopoly.
Yeah, yeah, we're so fortunate. Our Officeworks, this is almost a scoop as well. Officeworks put it on LinkedIn last week. We've been working with them for 6 months now. We did a pilot project where we're taking back all of their furniture that actually ends up getting damaged in transit or doesn't fit the initial buyer's space or place. And when it goes back to Officeworks stores, they've got nowhere to send it. So we took all of that in. We were able to repurpose 95% of the items that would have otherwise just sat somewhere or gone out into a skip bin. And we've really got this beautiful partnership with them now. So we're not just about bringing those products in and assembling and selling. We're actually fitting out other locations like Orange Sky Australia, who you all must know, the amazing organisation. They had their team sitting on milk crates. And as soon as I learnt that, I'm like, come on down. We've got 20 chairs. Come and take them and get your people on a nice, comfortable chair that we were able to rescue from a Brisbane City precinct that was going to throw those chairs straight into a bin.
See, for a while there, I thought you were going to say you had lovely cushions to put on their milk crates, so at least they weren't so by the way, Parmalat want their milk crates back. Yeah.
Oh.
So this is wonderful. So if someone is misplaced because of COVID-19 and when you can have people come back, how do they get in touch with you about, hey, could I come down and help out and make some stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Straight onto our website, worldsbiggestgaragesale.com.au or wbgs.com.au gets you there as well. And look, connect with us now. We're all over the social channels. We don't have bots that answer our inquiries and connect with our customers. We're all about connecting people. And if there's someone out there with some great ideas or they want to come and experiment with some things around here, they're looking for just company even, let us know, because we're really all embracing. We're very much about helping people. And look, if you think your idea is a bit crazy and you're thinking about making something really unusual and you just haven't got the materials to do so, reach out to us because we're here to help.
Look, I might get you to send some of you guys over to my backyard and build an arbor at the back of that'd be awesome. No, look, I love what you're doing, and I love the fact that you're creating employment and you're helping people, because so much of being unemployed and sitting around being idle, that's half of the mental challenge that people have. So giving them a purpose and somewhere to go so that they can actually do something and contribute and all that sort of stuff, that is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling when you see someone come in and be quite uncertain about where their space or place might be. We put them on a project, they recover or repair or pull apart something and actually make something out of it with their own hands and their own minds. And then they get to see the whole economy benefit because their product then gets sold online, or even the smallest act of cleaning something that came in and watching it go to someone else. It's like this hit of love that just happens. It really creates magic. And it was actually the trigger that made me quit my job and go all in, even though we didn't really know how we were going to build a business around this, is when we started to see people's lives positively impact from their experiences in being able to contribute. We just thought, gosh, this has to be worth it.
Well, I saw a lot of joy because I went to the pop-up shop that you had in the Winter Garden that was all shoes. Oh boy, yeah. There was some joy in there. There was some seriously glamour push shoes in there. And just the smile on people's faces going, because when you try on shoes not in a retail store, you never quite know if they're going to fit. But I saw one lady try some shoes on and they were just divine, and just her face lit up. I loved it.
Yeah. The wonderful thing about that store is we were catering for a very diverse group. So there were shoes that were size 28 and 29, like super miniature, and shoes that were super maximum and everything in between. And so we would have, sectors of the community that would ordinarily feel excluded be able to come in and feel like they had safe access to being able to try on shoes that they would otherwise be prohibited from purchasing because of price point. And also access. And we had so many people cry tears of joy, especially women. I learned this. Size 11 and above for women is really tough. 11 to 13, nowhere. They can't buy shoes anywhere. And they're stuck with these black, plain, boring old options. Whereas we had like hundreds of pairs. One woman walked out with 12 pairs of shoes.
Whoa. Where did you
we were able to get them from, they were Shoes of Prey shoes, back before Shoes of Prey kind of decided to exit the building. These were returns. So women and men had bought these heels and designer shoes. They were sent out via mail. They didn't fit, so they were returned. And then, of course, because they were one-off shoes, they sat idle in a warehouse. We rescued those, put them into this pop-up shop, and sold 2,000 pairs of shoes.
That's absolutely amazing. And shoes are not cheap. I know that much.
$49 at our store, and people loved them because that was like a quarter or less of the price.
I was going to say, you're probably talking like 20% or less.
Yeah, 20%.
So
exactly right.
Discounts. That's pretty awesome. My partner was looking at Susie Pay's shoes. I promise it wasn't me.
All inclusive, right?
And it's okay if it was.
Okay. Let me tell you, the men walk better in those heels, Kevin, than the women did. So it was we got taught ourselves on how to walk properly in heels from some of the most amazing men who were able to walk in these heels so glamorously.
There was a charity thing, a mile in her shoes, down at South Bank. I don't know if it, obviously this year won't be happening, but is a big event as well. So wbgs.com.au for world's biggest garage sale.
Yeah, That's correct.
2,400 square meters at Morningside. I'm sure it's going to become a cafe any day now too, so you can just rock on down, have a coffee and enjoy browsing all the different stuff that is there. It sounds truly fantastic. Are you going to send it back out to have people doing it in their own garage sales and that sort of stuff as well, or what's the whole story?
Look, I think most people who provide us with their dormant assets and goods are generally not really wanting to have something at their own place and space. So that's kind of the market gap that we filled. Can you take my stuff? I want it to do good. Can you show me that it does good? And we're creating some really exciting technology around that at the moment as well, integrating that so that the story of the transformation of the product actually is retained and transparent for our customers in the future as well. Because what we've seen over the years is stuff that goes out, then comes back, and it goes out and it comes back. And that data is really interesting. And our customers want to connect with the story.
So do you rent stuff out as well as seller?
We do, actually. We have been exploring with a couple of companies, especially startups who can't generally afford to go and fill an office full of furniture. They haven't got the ability to purchase it. So we call it FAS, so furniture as a service, and especially startups who need chairs, tables, all sorts of stuff. Because right at the start of the startup, you just don't have thousands of dollars to invest in furniture. So we tend to really support, especially the startup and small business community, where they have a need and we're trying to fill a need. And really, that's what the circular economy and social enterprises are all about. We're here together to grow together. And I think when you've got as many small businesses out there at the moment, especially struggling, one thing we want to make sure as well is we are very inclusive. If there are people out there right now who are in need and we have the ability to connect them to a product and they haven't got any capacity to pay, then we still want to support the community and the economy by connecting that together.
Fantastic. No, look, it's an absolutely wonderful story. I know that you've been going. How long have you? Well, I know you've been going for a while. How long is it?
Look, officially as a business, almost 3 years now, but our first ever garage sale, our world's biggest garage sale, was held in 2013. So we're actually almost 7 years old as a concept. And it's funny on Facebook, right, when the memories pop up. Yep. I'm starting to see memories now from 7 years ago. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, if only, like, we called ourselves the world's biggest garage sale because we always had this big vision. Little did we know that we'd be, diverting millions of kilos of product from landfill and employing wonderful people in our community.
Absolutely, which is truly fantastic. And with 2,400 square metres, I think you've got about the world's biggest garage anyway. So fantastic. Congratulations to all that you have achieved and all that is to come.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jazz. What a cool story.
Yep. Isn't she a champion?
Very cool. So cool. Good on her.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Jazz. We really love what you're doing. So, Leanne.
Yes.
Now, you're going to give us a little bit of thoughts around empathy or around mental health and empathy again.
Yes.
So you're on your course. Let's give a 3-minute version of your course this morning.
Oh, empathy and emails. So if you take nothing away from empathy and emails, it's talk less about yourself and make sure, step one, that the person that you're emailing feels valued. If they feel valued and important and visible and heard, then the rest of it will hit, the rest of it will land. If you use language that makes somebody, and it's gratitude language, and it's we're glad you're part of a team, and reaching out if you need any support, and using that conversational language. When you're writing your emails, write the email, read it back and go, all right, if I was reading this, if I was receiving this, do I feel valued or do I feel taken for granted? Do I feel understood or do I feel dismissed? Do I feel like a resource reading this email? So we reworked an email to put in different things, including use your manners. Please, thank you, capital I for the word I, but using good grammar and spelling shows respect, makes that person feel valued. So that's in a nutshell, sort of what we did in an hour's worth of webinar this morning, how to use language to make people feel valued.
So no emojis?
Not enough work email, I wouldn't.
Nathan, we know you are the emoji king.
Yeah, I use them a fair bit.
Yeah, it's just keeping in mind your audience. If you know your audience really well, then that's cool. But reading emails is affected by a person's mood. So if you're in a really good mood, and emojis are probably cool. If you're in a really bad mood and you read it and you go, really, dude, use a word. You know what I mean? So that's one of the risks of emails is it depends on the mood of the reader. So that's where relationship building comes in. But if it's you two emailing, you could probably have a whole conversation just in emojis, and that would be fine. But if you're
sounds good to me.
If you're emailing somebody going, hey, how are you? Or we're working on this project, or we missed you, that needs a little bit more nuance in language to make that person feel heard.
Heard and valued.
Absolutely. Because if you mess that up, you will break a relationship, lose a customer, lose a colleague. If they go, they don't even care.
So, and Adam, who started the whole show, has just been commenting that he thinks that Nathan might be posing for his next driver's license photo right now.
What?
Nathan may have frozen and we don't know again. No, he's blinking. That's all right. There we go.
There we go. I'll do this for a while.
Everything. No, that's fantastic. So what's coming up in the BJCC, Nathan?
Well, we're just about to launch our next event, which is going to be on the 19th of June. So we're going to be doing a gin and cocktail tasting and class, which will be good fun. Obviously, with some ease restrictions, we can also have a couple of physical people at this event, which is quite exciting as well. So those that are watching along at home will be able to learn how to make some fancy and good looking and good tasting cocktails at home with stuff that they already have. They don't need to spend thousands of dollars on a fancy back bar and all of this equipment. They'll be able to make some top-notch drinks with stuff they already have in the pantry.
Are you going to warn them what they should have in the pantry before the event, though?
Well, like we're assuming that they'll already have like some gin and some this and some that. As for equipment, it will be very basic equipment. So it's unless they have literally like nothing in their kitchen, they'll be able to get by with just a few everyday, very simple items. So we will send out a little list just to make sure people are all prepared and ready to go to knock out some stellar drinks.
I was worried about the this and that. That was the main concern because this sounds like one. Definitely, there's no way I'm going to miss that one. Melissa Mahoney would kill me if we did miss that particular event. That's for sure. So Bristol Small Business, we actually came up with an idea of having a networking event the other day. And on the 18th, I think it is, whatever the Thursday is, because that'll be the Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, so correct.
It'll actually be the Wednesday, the 17th, at lunchtime. You're going to have to be quick when we announce this because we are restricted by social distancing rules, and we're going to do a cook and chat network.
Interesting.
With Mel from Vanilla Zulu that was on
nice work.
Yeah, she gave me a call and I said, hey, why don't we were having a chat about different stuff. And I said, wouldn't it be fun to have a networking event where you learn to cook so that it takes out all the stress of networking? Because so many people dread going to networking events because they don't know what to say and, they're just not sure about stuff. So how cool would it be if the stuff that you weren't sure about was actually preparing a reasonable meal? And so you had stuff that you could talk to people about instantly about how much fun was that. And so Mel said, I would love to help people to understand how they can cook the perfect, I think it was salmon, so with a crispy skin salmon and stuff, or chicken, so that's all nice and beautiful and just like a restaurant will cook it, chicken breast, or a steak, a perfectly cooked seared steak. So,
nice.
And for the people who are vegan, an awesome vegan stack thing. I stopped listening.
Is that what it's going to say on the menu?
That's why I can't tell you that.
I've done Mel's classes. We made panna cotta and focaccia. Oh, I had so much fun. That's why I introduced her. She's awesome.
Yeah, and so I just thought it'd be a really cool idea to start having a monthly event where we go along, cook and chat. We get members of Bristol Small Business to come along and meet each other and all that sort of stuff, so that just be something completely different.
Yeah,
because
really networking events where you're standing there with a glass in one hand and a canapé in the other, going, "Can't eat the canapé," and I can't So that's much more fun.
And add into that, I don't know what to say to the person who's standing next to me as well. Like Nathan doesn't have that problem, but a lot of other people do. So they get scared about those things. So, hey, how crap was I at cooking that? And it was as bad as my Year 9 science class. No, it wasn't. Mel taught me all the ways to do things.
Yeah. So now we're teaching pork crackle. It's all here on Raw and Raw. Pork crackle, crispy salmon.
We're all over it.
All over it.
So we're teaching people food and drinks, and if you do have some spare time and you want to pop down to Yaz's big garage in Morningside on Linton Road at that place that she said.
Or go online, because recently, and I don't know if they're still there, but recently they had the Brisbane version of Monopoly on the website for sale.
Awesome.
Yep. So I don't know if they've got any left, but they had the Brisbane. So circular economy. So it's not sort of, I need this. You go and you browse and go, okay, that's what they've got at the moment. But the Brisbane version of Monopoly was on there for a while.
So it's just whatever's there and whatever isn't, and that's all good. So look, now that's really fantastic. Hey, we've come up with the end of the show already.
All right. Nathan's still working on our alcohol sponsor.
Am I?
I hope so.
News to me, evidently.
You got it to so much earlier in the day, and that creates a little bit of a problem, because if I start having alcohol, I don't know how to finish that sentence without incriminating myself. Anyway, so
we're looking for an apple juice sponsor. Okay.
Apple juice. Oh.
Apple juice sponsor.
It doesn't have the same ring. All right, finish the show.
So thanks very much. Thanks for coming on. Really looking forward to it. Leanne, when is your next webinar going to be?
In about a month.
In about a month. She's got to recover from this one. There are going to be, the recording's going to come out soon of the last one, though. With that, there'll be ways that you can get to that. We will.
Get in touch.
Remember, in a couple of weeks' time, you'll have both the Brisbane Small Business Cook and Chat and the BJCC Gin Cocktail Mix and Chat.
So we've called the event "Show Your Spirit."
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice. Excellent. I want everyone to have a fantastic week. Next week, we are going to tell you exactly how you could win $2,000 to actually do something really cool with your business. That is going to be part of what we want you to spend on. There will be some minor prizes, even if you don't want to join Brisbane Small Business. We'll look into that. It is all about, we want to have a little bit of fun here. If you've got an idea, if you've got a story for Raw and Raw, just reach out to any of us and let us know what you would like us to have a chat about. Have we got any ideas who the social enterprise person is for next week?
No, not yet. I'm working on that one.
But we have booked somebody else in for next week, and I can't remember who that is, being the week that I had. So next week I'm going to be far more on top of it. I want everyone to have an absolutely fantastic weekend. It is Stradbroke Cup Day for everyone that's into horse racing and stuff. Hardest race of the year to pick, so I don't even know why we would be interested in it, but it is just one of those little things that I am. So I hope everybody else has as good a weekend as I will.
Bye.